Okay, not only was you a exceptional football player, but you also was great at basketball. Um, Go in detail with what the pressures of playing for East Chicago Central in basketball, because as you know, as everybody know in the state, um, East Chicago Central is known for basketball.
Yeah, I mean, it's a basketball city, hands down. Even though what I was doing on the football field, a lot of people still recognize me as a basketball player. Some people might not even know I played football. That's just how big basketball was in the city. And I mean, at the time when I was playing in high school, I mean, just to get one of them 12 spots and be on those teams when we had, 7 or 8 D1 players was big.
So how do you compete on a team with guys, 7 to 8 guys who are gonna go D1, like far as sharing the basketball? Was it discouraging or what?
Uh, nah, not for me because at the time, I mean, I knew I was gonna, probably get a scholarship in football, so I wasn't out there really playing for a scholarship in basketball. I was able to, I was more of a role player, and I was comfortable with that because I mean, some of the names we had, I mean, you could just pass the ball to them and sit
Like
back and
who?
watch.
Like who?
Marcus Jefferson, Chris Woods, Carlton Baker, Rick Wright, Jobby Gillis, uh, Corey Stokes. I mean,
All great players. Now with all that talent on the team, on paper, you guys should have won, as you know, numerous championships. I'll kind of go into what happened as far as the team chemistry, maybe coaching, or even your teammates, and why you guys couldn't get over the hump of the sectionals.
uh, my junior year, I mean, we lost 2 games to both the Gary Westside by 1 point. So, I mean, it's no right or wrong answer. I think it was Coach Miles. That was his first year. So, I mean, and he told us that the team he was coaching in San Francisco, he said that our freshman team was better than their varsity team. So I think it was, a learning experience, and it was a new experience for him and us because we weren't used to him, and he just kind of fell in on all this talent. And it's hard, to kind of mix, what I'm saying, get everybody involved. And so we was all kind of just filling each other out that year, but we was winning. Uh, I mean, I think if we would have had a coach, a steady coach who had been there, 2 or 3 years with us and knew everybody game, I think it would have been easier for us to put it together and win a championship. But
So what made Miles different from Coach Todd?
I can't say I didn't play for Coach Todd.
Okay, right. Okay. So you guys lost to Gary Westside junior year. Now senior year, same thing. From 1 to 12, you guys are stacked with talent. Kind of go into play with that.
Senior year, we just fell apart, man. I mean, I don't know. I think, like I said, Coach Miles, he came in. Junior year was fun. It was fun every day at practice. I mean, we were like a family. I mean, these dudes I knew since fourth or fifth grade. We had been playing together, taking trips. So it was like a family. And my man Chris Woods he kind of was the team leader, the team captain. So he kept us together off the court. I mean, we kept Udi straight. We was always together. We would go pick each other up. Whoever had a card, 2 or 3 cards, we was together all the time. It was fun. And came back our senior year, and I think Coach Miles, I think he felt like he kind of was too loose on us, so he kind of came back and he wanted to put his foot down. And I mean, we started off the season. I think Udi might have been in Ellsworth. He had some crazy number of suicides he had to run to get on the court, and Marcus had transferred to a prep school. I mean, Chris was gone, so it was a brand new team. We still had a lot of talent, but we just kind of fell apart. I mean, Rick was back. He didn't play our junior year because he was hurt, so we still were talented, but it was kind of
All right, your senior years came. You played football. You finished basketball. Now it's time for recruiting. Kind of go into your understanding, your situation when you chose to go to school.
I was hard headed, man. I really just put it on the back burner. I was getting mail, I was getting calls. I wasn't taking the calls. I was just kind of trying to hide from the whole recruiting process.
Why is that?
Because, it's crazy because you get all of these coaches and, they calling and they telling you different things. And it's kind of hard to see through what's real and what's fake. So, it was kind of hard for me to narrow it down to who was being genuine with me. And, you had a lot to look at as far as what players they had at the school, where they went in. So I took a different route. I just said, hey, Toledo been calling me the most out of everybody probably. I said, I'm the kind of dude, I'm going to get along with anybody. So I said, I'm going to Toledo. I took one visit, and at the time, I was playing basketball, so we was playing every Friday and Saturday. And to take a college visit, I would have to miss 2 basketball games. So I ended up missing 2 when I went on my visit to Toledo. I said, hey, I'm just going to make it work here instead of taking 4 more visits and, missing basically half of the basketball season.
All right. So you play in the MAC conference. Kind of go into your understanding and experience of playing at the University of Toledo.
I came out ranked as the top recruit in the MAC, and we had great coaching staff. Man, I learned.
How did that make you feel, man? Being recognized.
Like I said, it was overwhelming because I'm just a kid from East Chicago, and like I said, a lot of that stuff I never knew other people would tell me. So actually my coach ended up bringing me a magazine where they was rating recruits and stuff, and they had me rated as the top recruit coming into the MAC.
Okay. All right. So your playing experience, you're playing with the top-notch guys. Who helped you along the way in your first couple of years at the University of Toledo?
I would just say the whole program. It was tough on me because as you know, coming from East Chicago, it's different. We kind of worked as hard as we got to. And when I got there, I struggled. I didn't struggle on the field because, like I say, that's I felt most at home. It was natural to me, but to make it into class and just being disciplined, and I had never lifted a weight in high school, so I hated going to work out because they knew my situation. They knew I hadn't worked out in high school, so they wanted to push me. And, I avoided weightlifting sessions. I missed some, got in trouble with that. So I kind of came into college not as mature as I probably needed to be, but they couldn't deny what I was doing on the field. My coach at the time, David Yost, he told me I picked up the offense and I practiced as good as anybody he had ever seen or he had ever coached. So I came in and redshirted. At the time, I didn't even know what redshirted was. So I was practicing, and at the end of camp, he told me I was redshirting. So I spent the whole season on the scout team. Really didn't work with the offense at all. And then when it came time for spring practice after that season, as a true freshman, he bumped me up from the scout team, which was, I was like the 5th quarterback, bumped me up to the number 2 quarterback. And that was the first time I really struggled on the field because I went from having to know 10% of the offense that I learned at training camp to, I needed to know 100% of it, and it was, and I kind of struggled on the field just because I was thinking too much and trying to process all of that. But I finished the spring pretty strong. And I was the backup quarterback. Came into the next season as the backup. I played in 6 games. Played at Penn State in front of 110,000 people.
It's crazy right there.
And we ended up winning the championship that year. So it was good times.
How did you deal with playing in front of 110,000 people to where at Central you may get 2,000?
I don't know, man. I mean, when you I think when you on the road and you got that us against them attitude, it's kind of easy to kind of bond together and think, hey, we traveling with 55 players, and we finna come in here and beat this team who's powerhouse in the Big Ten in front of 110,000 people. So we ended up coming in and beating them. So I mean, it wasn't hard. It was just we kind of hyped ourselves up. It was like us against them.